Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Douglas Johnson, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about time for reflection. Before I get into that, I do want to thank my patrons on Patreon who make this talk and every talk I do possible. They allow me to have the time and resources to present this free to the public. So if you're getting value from this, please consider supporting the talks. You can do that by becoming a patron. You can also do that by making one-time donations via PayPal or Venmo. Links are below. Other ways you can help out are by liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the videos. So thanks so much for your support. So it's wintertime here in the United States. This is the period of the year we usually call the holidays. So we have a saying over here, happy holidays. So you might be celebrating or having finished celebrating Hanukkah recently. We have Christmas coming up. We have the New Year. So a lot of holidays, a lot of days off, a lot of travel usually, a lot of shopping happening around this time of year. And just a lot of activity, a lot of parties, gatherings, things of that nature. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Taoist perspective on the winter time. So we just are at the solstice. This is when I'm filming this, winter solstice. And so this is the time in the year where we have the least amount of light. The days are the shortest. And this is the time of year that if you look around at nature, Taoism was very much informed by looking at the natural order of things. And you could say one of the ideas behind Taoism is that there's a natural way or natural order to things. And if we harmonize with this as human beings, the way, then generally we live with health and happiness. When we don't harmonize with these things, we tend to create difficulty for ourselves. So we create unnecessary stress. We also create physical problems for ourselves. So it's always been interesting to me after learning these concepts that this time of year tends to be very busy. So a lot of travel, like I said, a lot of shopping. People are running around all over the place. You might wonder, well, why would this happen? If the natural order of things would be to slow down, to be quiet, to reflect, then why in the world are we running around like maniacs? And, you know, there are various reasons probably, but one reason why it's interesting once you begin to understand and learn about the spiritual concept of the ego, which isn't necessarily the same as the psychological concept, but the spiritual concept. The ego tends to do everything opposite of what would actually be wise or be healthy or actually lead to happiness. So it's a very interesting phenomenon when you begin to observe it. It is usually doing the opposite. So if we think that wintertime, this time of year, would be a good time to slow down, to reflect, to gather around the hearth with family, to not be traveling across the country, to not be in a mall fighting others, shopping. When you think about that, then you see that it's pretty much the opposite, at least in the United States, what we do. And I think United States culture is very much informed by the ego. So what should we be doing during this time of year? And should, I use that lightly. This isn't about feeling guilty or, any kind of biblical tablet, we should be doing this or that. These, again, are just ideas to help you live a happy and healthy life. So a lot of people find this time of year very stressful. They don't enjoy this time of year. They find it difficult. So what could you be doing maybe differently? Well, the Taoists would recommend reflection. So slowing down, taking time to maybe be alone or be in quiet. So again, if you have some loved ones that you can gather around the hearth, spend quiet time with, that would be a very good idea. Journaling, meditation, spending time to do slow yogic practices. So things like restorative yoga, yin yoga, meditation again, these types of things, yoga nidra, these would be very, very good things to explore at this time of year. Again, if we look around at the trees, if we look around at the animal life, at least in this hemisphere, so winter might be a different time of year someplace else, but here things are slowing down. Okay, things are quiet. In fact, if you are in the woods here in Georgia in the right area, then you could maybe hear a pin drop. I mean, it can be so quiet out in nature this time of year. So in the summertime, there's tons of insects and birds and animals making all kinds of noise. But this time of year, generally the only noise is like a leaf blower going off someplace. So very quiet time of year. So again, if we look at the natural order, and we say, well, how can I mirror that? Most of us can't take time off from work during this time of year. We still have to work. We still have responsibilities. And you may have certain social responsibilities as well. So parties that you need to attend, social gatherings, family events, they might be unavoidable. But during the time that you have, that you can elect what to do, it's not a bad idea to explore that stillness. And in that stillness, it gives you the opportunity to reflect. So this is another thing to explore during this quiet time of year. Reflection. You can reflect back on the last year, what went right, what went wrong, what maybe you would have liked to have done differently. And then you can also reflect or think about what you would like in the coming year. And this is preparing you for where you're going with the future. So in the springtime, when wood energy arises, wintertime is water energy for the Taoists with the 5-element theory. So springtime would be wood, and that is the time to begin executing your plans. So again, now might be a good time to make those plans, to think about what you do. But now is not a great time to try and execute. So this is why, one reason why you might find New Year's resolutions very difficult to stick to, because there's very little energy, that you don't have the wind at your back. So my recommendation is, don't be afraid to make plans now of what you'd like to happen in the next year, but maybe hold off on making a big push until the springtime. And I know that's not traditionally how we do things here, but it may be something you want to explore, and you may have more success that way. So whatever it is that you're trying to implement in the new year, build a new business, start a new routine, then maybe think about really pushing in the springtime. All right, everyone. So again, if you're here in the United States or another country that's celebrating the holidays this time of year, happy holidays. I hope you get to spend a lot of time, again, with loved ones, maybe quiet time, time for reflection, enjoying yourself, whichever way. And I hope to see a lot of you in the coming year, 2024. Until next time, everyone, thanks so much as always, and namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.